What is up, Greaseballs? Welcome back to another Minecraft video. I hope you enjoyed the intro cinematic. I built a few houses at the docks, which is our spawn area, and now I'm in a wool farm, which I kind of built off camera. It's been a while since the last video because my computer broke. Lots of stuff going on, but kind of off camera I set up a wool farm, and we're actually going to take this wool back to the docks. We've been building up little houses over here. Old Ben is kind of leading the project on the docks with this wall over here, and now he's building a boat. So having an automatic wool farm is going to be very helpful, because when he gets to the sails of the boat, that's going to be a lot of wool. For our project, we're going to turn this kind of area of grass that I put down into a city center for our castle. So we have to clear out our farms and then start building. So we're kind of extending the path using gravel and andesite, just kind of placing it randomly or giving the sense of randomness to it. And then once we do that, I go back in and fill it all in with tuff just to give it a little bit of texture. Potentially not the best thing because we're using tuff for the castle as well, but I think it works well and we use it on our path. So now I'm building buildings around the castle. It's kind of like all one big part of the castle. I think it's like a castle city, a castle town, and some of these are going to be facades, but some of them are going to have interiors as well. So I'm starting to use a gradient using deep slate and basalt, which I didn't do before, mixing in a few more variations of the tuff blocks, but this castle is a lot of tuff. Lots of tuff bricks and polished tuff. So we built a staircase. I've been using scaffolding to get to the top of what the main castle is going to be up there with the sugarcane farm and the iron farm, but we're building like an actual entrance, an actual facade, an actual doorway, stairway up into the keep. On a lot of these buildings, I'm making these little windows or railings that give a little bit of extra shape to the building so they're not so boxy. And I'm trying to put in a few little details like signs. I don't have too many of the little details when I add more, but they're good to add. The little details do matter, so we add a consistent roof design across all of our buildings. And I'm starting to add little windows using iron bars and the nether brick behind to keep our color palette. So everything in the city center or castle area, castle town area looks pretty good. One thing I want to add is a big tree here. We got a lot of trees around the castle, but we need a little bit more life in here because there's currently no interior. This is the stairway up to the castle. This will be our entrance. Instead of having to use the scaffolding all the time now, the town area is coming together. And there's a big mountain here. I built the castle on top of a mountain, but I'm thinking about mining out the mountain so we can have an actual entrance inside and above it. And with the stone and grass that I get from mining out the mountain, I can use it for other projects, such as placing this grass over here on the sand near our garden, because I would like to actually build a forest or a little town for the peasants out here beyond the castle, because it's a really good viewing area. But before we do that, we got to finish our castle town area, and we're going to make a building for some stonemasons right here. And of course, we're building yet another roof. I want this castle to have so many towers So many buildings. I want it to be overwhelming. It is inspired by Volcano Manor from Elden Ring. Even though it's not lava-y, it's all cherry garden-y. We are going to have lots of towers. So for the interior of the stonemason building, we had some campfires on the outside, so we want lots of smoke. So I used lava on the interior, very dark with the deep slate, and I'm using copper for the first time in our build palette. This is because stonemasons, you know, they carve bricks. I imagine they'll be using blast furnaces, these stone cutters. The copper aesthetic works very well for it, and it's a little bit something different from the other interiors that we've made or are yet to make. But the interior looks phenomenal. I love what I did with the roof with the copper grates and the copper chains. Who knew that copper would be so good? When they first added it, I was a little bit hesitant, but I like all these blocks. And I'm just adding a last campfire. Again, there's lava on the inside, so we want the outside of the building to convey heat, and it's looking very good. But we actually need some stonemason villagers, so I'm going over to the villager breeder that we made almost 2 months ago, and we haven't checked on. We'll see how many villagers we got.
Oh my god. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my.
So we had a lot of villagers. I don't know what I'm going to do about that problem, but we got a few stonemasons. We'll take them back to the building we just made for them. Lastly, I'm building the wall to the wing of this part of with the sheep farm. We built this overall roof and kind of wing of the castle a long time ago, but there's just been kind of no wall or like exterior to it for a while, so it's gonna look kind of funky from a distance. But we're finally kind of filling this out and bringing the castle together, so the silhouette looks a lot better now. Alright, and lastly, I did clear out most of the mountain. I don't have a beacon yet. That is something we'll need to work on. But my idea here is to carve out a pathway, place down some deep slate, like bring the pathway or the building in, bring a staircase up to the top layer where our sugarcane and iron farm is, which will be eventually be the main castle, and put a storage room area in here. So I'm going to kind of work on the interior or bringing this castle together. Hopefully we'll get to the main part soon, but I kind of want to work on another project because this is like 3 videos on one castle, but we'll see what happens on the realm.